Okay, so now I'm going to sort by size, and I don't have any device to do that with, so I just grabbed a piece of lattice out of the garage for something I was working on in the garden, and that should be big enough those holes should be big enough to let a lot of the stuff fall through and keep just the large parts. So let's try that out. Okay, Kelvin, here I go. This could make a huge mess. I hope not. These holes are way too big. So we have two pieces, basically, that didn't fall through. Everything else fell through and made a huge mess. So don't let my failure become your failure. Hey, out of all of that work, we got two pieces that didn't fall. Those holes are 2 3/4 of an inch. But I think we need something smaller. Maybe the size of one of these little radar dishes. About 2 inches. All right, we've changed it up now. As you can see, I took a shoebox and I cut holes in it. I didn't measure them, but they're probably, I don't know, 2 inches, a little more than 2 inches, you know. But they're not square, so let's see. So what we're going to do here is we're going to pour just a little bit in there. Man, this thing's heavy to pick up with one hand. Ugh. Can I do it? Don't know if I can do it. What am I doing? Well, let's see if that'll hold. It's going to go down as soon as I get Legos in it, though. All right, take care. That's going to happen. It may not be perfect, but as you can see, oh! I had a piece of the door fall through. But as you can see, I'll go ahead and throw that door through. It did catch these large pieces and a stud that has attached itself. Wait a minute, you need to go through the system just like everybody else, right? No freeboards. In you go. So that worked pretty good. So I will do that with the rest of this box here, and then I've got another thing I'm going to do. I'll show you that next. Now we will use the Kennel. I've already cleaned it, disinfected it. It's been sitting out in the garage unused for a long time. So I'm going to fill this thing up with the Legos. I'm going to close the door, flip it over after I lock it, and let everything go through. Let's try it out. All right, I put the remainder in there. I'm going to close this, lock it, make sure everything's secure. I hope it's secure, because if this comes out, it's going to be a mess. Here. There you go. Yeah, not sure about that. I think we're going to have to make a shoebox with smaller holes, because you need to see what you're doing, and I can't see through this thing. This is a shelf that I had in my closet. I have two of these, and I think these came from Lowe's. They're just little mesh shelves you can put towels on and stuff, and they're stackable. And it just barely fits in here. I kind of squeezed in there a little bit. But some stuff can fall down the sides. But here's the thing. the edges here, where things can fall in, are the same width of these squares. Problem is, they're long. So I'm going to try to be careful and pour this in the middle. Okay, and we have some assembled stuff here. My son was playing while I was pulling all the fake Legos out. Alright, so that kind of worked. Okay, so now we're getting down to the smaller pieces, the smaller bits. And this mesh right here is probably way too fine. Now that I'm looking at it up close, I'm gonna take a little bit and see what falls through. Yeah, that's too fine. These holes need to be bigger. So this is just that stuff I used to put in the kitchen drawer to keep things from sliding around. And it's actually more trouble than it's worth because the studs are trying to get stuck in those holes. It's not quite big enough for them to fall through. Okay, my son had a suggestion. We'll see if it works. He has this cage for the untamed raptors. There's these little dinosaurs that if you touch them, they move and then they scream and they purr, whatnot. So let's just take this. I'll put it and come apart. This thing might come apart, Calvin, when I shake it.
It won't.
Let's take a cup and put them in here and see what happens. I don't think it's sorting out enough. There's not so much left in there. So I think too much is going through. Because we're still getting big pieces that are still connected going through, and that's these large pieces. That's not going to work either. Man, this is tough. I found a box, and I went through and cut my own holes. So this is the next size down. Let's try this one out. This is not very strong, so other than a few pieces that shouldn't be in there, I'd say that was pretty successful. So I'll do the rest the same way. My last step. This is a grill from something in the kitchen. And this is going to get all of the really small pieces. I have to do this very carefully because I don't have much of an edge on here, so I'm just going to do a little bit at a time. Not that much. And I'm not planning on disassembling stuff too much as I go, but I might do a little bit. That's it. If it doesn't fall through, yeah, that might take a while. I don't know if I can spend that much time doing this. But as you can see, smallest pieces are going in. So I'll finish up this little tub here and show you what everything looks like in the end. Okay, so here's the end result. We have really large Lego pieces. Then we have, say, some kind of medium size. No, these are extra large. These are large pieces. These are medium sized pieces. These are small pieces. There's 2 bags here. And these are tiny pieces. So that's how that's working. Anyways, yeah. And the next step will be to start separating by type. I guess I'll start with the bigger sizes first and then work my way down. I'm really not looking forward to that bag. It's going to be a huge pain. That's why I'm going to do it very last. And I'll still have all of that to do. And all of those to do. I'm going to be busy.